Hello. A few moments early. That's okay. And I know, at least I believe that, what is his name? I watch him all the time. Uh, boy, good way to start off a live stream. Complete blank. Let me pull up my phone and see. Oh, yeah, Bentley. Bentley's currently on right now. So, not a problem. I know he has got a nice, good crowd. He's got a lot of good stuff to say. I bet looks like he's still alive. So, anyhow, we wait a few moments here for some other people to roll in. I've got some cool stuff planned tonight. Oh man, my beard is gonna get trimmed. Woohoo! Like a wild man. Holy cow! Oh well. So I get some cool stuff planned. What I plan on doing tonight is going through some photos and some videos I've been taking, talking about some things I've got going on. So maybe some upcoming shows. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff I can do. I've got at least 12 species loaded up onto a share drive. I need to pull more off my phone to upload them, but I've been asked to show people how I do, how I do those type of things, how I do those. What do you call it? How I take the videos and make them into just what do you call them? Silhouettes, and make the fish look like they're dancing across the stream. So I'm going to be taking a video of that probably tomorrow night. I need to wrap that up because I'm going to be shooting some photos. And we're locked up. Are you kidding me? How could we possibly locked up? There is no reason. That is so frustrating. Let me see. Let me check Rumble because it looks like it completely locked up. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe my screen is locked up. I wonder how I can refresh this without losing my stream. This would be interesting. Hey, Big Steve's Glass Boxes, just in case I'm still on. It says third, MC Aquatics. Maybe I'm missing some. I might be missing some comments. But I don't know if my comments are even working. Just throw something in there. I bet I froze up here on my screen. But I think I'm still live, but I don't think I can see anything. I think my screen locked up. So what am I going to do about that? Let's play around with some buttons. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can minimize it, but that doesn't help me in any way. Ah, okay. Okay, looks like I'm back. Woo! That's weird. Yeah, it was working fine. Just the Rumble Studio froze, which was really kind of odd. Never seen that happen before. Anyhow, we're good. Looks like I've got stuff coming in from YouTube, and I sent my own message to myself, just some gooble garb, to see if I could do it, and see if I'm still alive or not. So, yep. Let me see. I'm still learning how to use this. What do you call it? Rumble. Yep, it froze again. At least my screen froze. This is going to be really annoying. Man, I was planning on doing something. I bet as I'm trying to do. Let me try this. I can't do anything. Thank you, Cosmin, for saying it looks fine. Oh, let's try killing that. Turn it back on. Turn it back on. It looks like I'm still live streaming. Okay, looks like I'm still streaming. I lost all my comments. Wow. I was going to do presenting. Hey, MNC Aquatics. How you doing? I guess it looks like Motherfish may have been in here, but I don't have anything above you. I do not have in my chat because I had to shut down my tab, and when I did, it lost it. So, all right, I'm going to try to share screen and see if this is going to work. I think that's what's causing me the problems. I don't think this computer's quite powerful enough to do what I want it to do. I don't think it's... Hi, Sarah, great, welcome. I don't think it has anything to do with my internet connection because I just upgraded today to a 1 gig up and 1 gig down connection for like $20 extra a month. But I don't have the modem yet to support the full bandwidth, so it downloads at like 350 and uploads it. I think it's like 70 meg. That's plenty for anything we're doing. All right, so let's try to share my screen. Let's go to presentation. All right. Let's see if this locks it up. All right, it's doing that. We can do this. Bam. There we go. Aphysimian striatum, and it's not doing what I wanted it to do. All right. We can try this again. Entire screen. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So, there we go. That looks pretty good. All right, we'll save the rest of these for later. So let's go back. Let's stop sharing in case that's what's locking us up. And go back to, there we go. All right, guys. So what I was saying is hopefully I can talk about some things that have been going on. I'm going to go through some of these species of killifish. Got like 12 different species loaded up that I've been taking photos of. These are like not all the photos. I deleted a few that were just terrible, but most of the photos I have in there. I'm not going to go through all the photos. We'll make sure we get some good photos in there and take a look. I think it's pretty cool. Then we can talk about the each Kkllifish too as we're going. I guess it'll be kind of fun. So, looks like we got about 13 people in here. Hey, also I tried to show this off a couple times, but these are some really cool stickers that I had made from these photos I've been working on. Let me see if I can. That is a golden wonder. Let me see if I can make it focus on that instead of my face. There you go. A lot of glare, but you can see what it looks like. Very cool golden wonder Kkllifish. And this is a fun little Panchex gardener eye. That's pretty cool. These came out pretty decent. And this is Kelly Panchex Todeye. It's kind of a more rare fish here in the hobby. So that's a pretty cool sticker. I'm going to have probably more made. I have some other species made too, like Aphysimian australes and things like that. All platforms. Okay. Anyhow, so outside aquatics, man, you take some nice photos, man. Love the garden rod. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to. Oh, there we go. That's how we do this here in Rumble. Sweet. All right. Now, wait till you get. I'm going to show you some really cool pictures here. I took some really nice photos. I'm going to go through a bunch of these in a little bit, not in too long. Lots more people get in here. I think this is going to be a really cool live stream. We talk about that, and then actually I got some stuff to talk about that you sent me. I think will be cool. MNC Aquatics 123 looks good on my end. All good. Thank you. Hopefully the video is good, man, because the video was annoying. I see that banner's kind of too big. That banner's too wide. I have to adjust some things. I'm still learning curve with the Rumble. I haven't played with this. First time live stream straight off a Rumble. I think so. Outside Aquatics, back to working and lurking. Oh, man. You might want to watch this one back because this is going to be a lot of eye candy in this one. This is not going to be made for a podcast for sure. But anyhow, so I've been sick. Hopefully I can make it through the whole live stream. Kind of still dehydrated. I got this virus, whatever's going around in your respiratory system. It screws you up pretty bad. Um, man, Friday I was completely out. I mean, just getting up walking around was almost impossible. But recovered quickly. So Thursday afternoon I started feeling kind of bad. Thursday night was pretty bad. Every night was bad. And Friday was terrible. Saturday started getting better and better. Sunday was pretty good. Monday, much better. And today I'm pretty much 90% or so. But yeah, I'm recovering quickly. So that'll be good. Then I think for the last stream that I was going to have, well, last Tuesday, yeah, it's probably about that. I think that's what the problem was. I had a septic tank that died on me, the pump that pumps out of it, and it kind of have a aerobic type that sprays the stuff around. It's kind of sounds grosser than it is, but basically, you're using a lot of the principles you're using in the aquarium hobby. We're using bacteria to break down waste, so but it's just breaking down our waste. So it goes through a couple different. It's almost like a sump, like a sump tank, because it's got a couple different baffles. Mine's actually got a couple tanks in there with baffles in there. So the stuff has to go over and through, and it's got an aerator blowing air in there, just like our little, almost like a sponge filter type of setup. So it's blowing air in there to keep the bacteria plenty oxygenated to do their job to break everything down. And as it goes into like the third tank, it's pretty clean coming out of there. You drop some chlorine tabs in there, disinfect it, and then that pumps it out to your yard. The problem is it wasn't pumping. And after a little bit of investigation, I figured out that it was just a wire nut down underground in a little junction box that had fried. So I fixed it almost, just for a few bucks. Buy me a new wing nut, not a wing nut, but a wire nut on there, waterproof water nut, and it sealed everything all back up, and we're good. So that was a close call, but wasn't that bad. It was could have been really bad if the pump had died. Oh man, that would have been. Oh, it would have taken me a while to, pull the little pump back out, cutting lines and splicing in uh, power, and oh man, it gets bad. It gets really bad. Let me see something here. I had some notes. Make sure I'm not missing anything important I want to talk about before we get going. Uh, somebody was asking me about rice fish. Actually, it's a local that he had heaters in his tanks outside because he's afraid to let them get cold. He kept it like at 70 degrees. I'm like, oh man, no way, those things can go cold. So what I did this last cold freeze we had, it was down close to a week. So we get down mid teens. So it froze up pretty good. But I put the air stone into it so it'd keep the water from freezing all the way up, and it worked. I did this for a couple different tanks ponds that I had outside with the rice fish in it. I did lose some of the albino rice fish. I lost all but one. I had like 6 or 7 of them in there. I only found one. There might be some in the bottom somewhere, but I know I found a couple dead ones. Did not lose any of the other platinum rice fish at all. They did great. So I don't know what the difference was or whatever. My theory is that I put the air stone too far down in the water. So I put the air stone all the way to the bottom of that tank. The other ones, it wouldn't quite reach right, so it was only about halfway down inside those ponds, those little tubs. And I think what happens is that, of course, as the bubbles come up, it pulls water in. If you go all the way to the bottom, it's pulling the water from the bottom up. So what will normally happen if you have no movement at all, you'll get ice to form on top, and it makes almost like a blanket on top. So a lot of the warmer water will actually sit right here and at the bottom. A lot of times, you're surprised how much water will sit at the bottom. But if you're constantly aerating it, moving all that water around, it's all the same temperature now. So now you're taking the water that's here in the bottom, and you're running it up to across all that ice on the top, dropping it back down. Now you're super cooling that water. If you did nothing, or if you just had the water right on the surface bubbling, just to break up the surface, make a hole so there'd be some air in there, but you're not circulating the water around, because I had it moving pretty good in that tank. You're not moving all the water around. It'll actually stay a little bit warmer on that side. You just keep a hole open so it doesn't freeze down thick and what the whole thing's freezing solid. So I think that's what happened. Stephen P. Hey, thanks for joining me tonight. Flatbed Aquatics, how you doing tonight? We're about to get into some fun stuff, so hang around. I'm going to pulling up lots of photos of killifish, and we're going to talk about some of the different species that I have photos of. This should be a lot of fun. But before I forget, I got some really cool stuff in the mail. I ordered some stuff, but I actually got a lot of bonus things too that I wasn't expecting. If you've been following around to Outside in Aquatics, he is making some really neat stuff, like these stickers. He's got some really cool stickers. Some of the ones I like. I like this one's the best. The Creator Pack, Creator Series. It's people we all know, well, not all know, but a lot of people in the community, what the fish. Some of these are great. It's almost like the old Garbage Pail Kids that I grew up with. My wife actually loved those things, but that's a great one too, Jeff Kane. That is awesome. Hey, Vibes, how you doing? Fun stuff, you say? I'm ready. All right, man. Flatbed Aquatics. Oh, gosh, Vibes is here. Yeah, the party can start now. Mr. Prime Time. Some of these are great. I'm not going to go through them all. But I'm telling you, man, it's worth to. I think he sells these for like $8, I think, on his website, which is way cool. And I'm unprepared. I wish I could have thrown up a link in the chat for his website. But Outside in Aquatics on like YouTube, he usually has it in his description. Links to his stuff. So he's got those, man. Those are very unique, man. Very talented. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of that. That is incredibly talented. Then I did order this. Ordered a cool bucket. These are neat. Really heavy duty. Great. Now my thing freezes up again. Oh, I wish I knew what was going on. How frustrating. Let's see if we can. Okay. It looks like it's back. It probably never went away for you guys, but it went away for me. Anyhow, so buckets, really cool. These would be good for like brine shrimp. So I do hatch out brine shrimp, and I've been using other little Dixie cups and stuff. And but this is just cool. I mean, that just makes it fun. It really does. Let's see. What do we got in the thing here? Stephen P. Stephen P. Collect them all. Exactly. I'm eating Jersey Mike sub 13 Mike's way. I like Jersey Mike's. A little expensive sometimes. We just opened up one here in my hometown, and I cover. I work in 2 different towns. The other town got one probably 6 months ago. Outside in. You heard here first. Currently working on a bare bottom. Branton didn't. Don't tell anyone. Let's see here. That's weird. Pin it to the top this time. Yeah, to figure this thing out. Last time I pinned it to the bottom. That's cool. That'd be really cool when it comes out. It's Outside in Aquatics. What did I say? I don't know. I probably screwed it. Probably said Inside Out Aquatics. I tend to do that for some reason. Cool mystery packs. And this is one of my favorites. I saw this. I thought, that's freaking genius. Look at that. That is a small little sponge filter. I'm sure everybody in here knew what that was as soon as I pulled it up. It's a little sponge filter out of a keychain. How cool is that? In fact, I'm going to try to get a bunch of these from him and sell them at my local fish club. I mean, fish the expos that we have here. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Unpin that. Okay. If I was going at buckets, exactly. Stephen P. Dang it, I tried to sneak the URL, but Google modded it. Me. Sorry, man. Big Steve's glass boxes. Hey, hello. Even don't let them line through. Oh, it did. Okay. So, tell you what, we're about 20 minutes in here. I got a lot of photos, so let's go. I want to talk about one thing real quick, I guess, here that it's kind of a bummer a little bit. Get this out of the way. not really out of the way, and I can sound like it's a chore, but I just did want to bring it up. There's a good friend of mine just passed away a couple days ago. He was suffering from dementia pretty bad, and it was time for him to go. But he spent his whole life, not his whole life, but his whole career working at zoos. A very well-known guy named Tim Jones. He retired. He retired from Cameron Park Zoo, which he worked at a couple times. He retired as the curator of the zoo. He was curator there for quite a while before he retired. He was all over the place. He'd been to over 100 zoos at least throughout the country and internationally. The list of accomplishments is just too long to even mention. It was awesome. Super sense of humor. Guy's hilarious. Some of the stories he told were just phenomenal, and he did a really good job of having a story time and talking about old stuff from the zoo, all the really old, cool, neat stuff that happened, funny. Some of it was just interesting or eventful. He was around whenever like the original Fort Worth Zoo was putting together their herpetarium. He was part of the whole crew getting that together and stocking it with animals just right from the beginning. So he'd seen it all from the whole industry. Really nice guy, man, but he's going to be missed. That's for sure. Definitely not forgotten. He was a really cool guy. If you want to see a video of him, if you look up me, Mark Pyle, on Facebook, I've posted a couple of videos from my other channel, the What Kind of Snake Is This? Texas Snake ID is my other YouTube channel that I have several different videos that he went to, like the Herpetological Society. He was at the Cameron Park Zoo. Inside of one of the exhibits that his idea was the Brazos River exhibit. There was kind of his idea and his brainchild. So we did the Austin Herpetological Society had him come up to Waco in the Cameron Park Zoo in that area and give us a nice long presentation and tell us stories about the good old days of the zoo world. And it was definitely the wild, wild west. Crazy stuff there's no way you could even come close to getting away with here. OSHA would have a heart attack if they even had a clue what was going on. But anyhow, so if you want to watch some of those videos, they're pretty unique, very, very cool. Let me see if I got anything going on in chat. I told the wife I wanted to go to Sponge Filter Keychain. She rolled her eyes. Flatbed Aquatics. Yeah. Vibes Aquatics. Andy's. The Boot Daddy frozen custard is what I had for dessert. Oh, that's nice. Hey, Silent Aquatics. I'm having a good evening tonight. Hopefully, my throat will hold up. Seems to be okay for now. ALA Aquatics. New here. Hi, y'all. Yeah, I haven't seen you before. Hey, welcome. Hope you enjoyed tonight. We're about ready to get in some really cool stuff. Okay, so if my computer will allow me, let's go to a screen share. My other screen over here. And it froze. It does not like that screen share. Interesting. Let me minimize this and pull it back up. That worked a minute ago. Let's hide this. Okay. It just freezes on my end, it looks like. I don't think you guys even notice it. Did you guys notice a freeze or anything? Because my screen froze, but it seems to went on. Okay. So the first fish we have here is, let's go back. Let's jump. Yeah. Let's do a video. This is Aphyosemion striatum. Beautiful fish. It's hard to beat a pretty striatum. Getting these photos can be kind of difficult. Look at all the bubbles on the side of the screen, on the side of the walls. This tank, I have so much light on it. All the plants are purling. There's just so much gas that's saturated in that water. It just starts precipitating out on the sides like that, making bubbles. And then on the front of the glass, I have to constantly scrub in the front because there's all these little micro bubbles start showing up. So, very cool fish. Very easy to take care of. And these are not a annual fish. That means they live more than a year. And there he goes. Yeah, they're one of my top fish. Let's see what else we got video wise. Oh yeah, there's another nice video. Man, the colors in these things are stunning. You can use them as actual sponge filter, mason jar filter. I don't think so. Outside in. Hey Mark, you should set someone as a mod to help you with the links. I want to find your reptile channel. Oh yeah, that's true. Let me see if I can figure out how to do mods and stuff. I haven't had enough people on here, and I'm kind of new at this. I don't know if I can how I can set mods up. Let me play around. Hang on, just give me a second, guys. Sorry. In fact, oh crap, I don't want to do that. I went to your channel. Inside out. Okay, I bet if I click here, no, that's pinning that. Huh. I don't know how to make mods yet. I wish Tommy, one of those other guys, somebody on here that uses Rumble a lot, Rumble Studios, could point me out how to do that. I don't know if I can even do it on the fly or I've got to be off, I don't know. So I'm going to have to, I'll definitely have to make a mod, but I'll do it next time. I can send you that link personally. I know it doesn't help anybody else out. Maybe I can put it in the description after we're done, but we'll take care of that. Let's get another picture up while I look at the. There we go. Hey, Fish Family Inc. Stephen P. Here we go. Yep. Is it at Rat Snake? Yes. We found it a few years ago. The Lamborghini location of Australia was very popular. Now everything is aquarium strain. Yeah, that is a problem. Hey, Cosmin. Okay, let's see if we got some of these. So shooting these photos. See, like right here, you got this little plant. That is annoying. Center float, and there's a bubble right there. You won't see this usually whenever you're actually shooting these photos. You got to go into editing. When you're editing, that's when you notice it. Even if you look at it on your phone or whatever, go back and look, you're not going to notice it probably. And this could be photoshopped out fairly easy. So can that bubble. Those are very minor problems. But these photos I was trying to take for just for photos. I wasn't really worried about doing anything with these. I can actually, on my phone, if I just put my thumb down and hold it, I can cut that out perfectly, the background out. So that's how I make a lot of the photos for like making the stickers. So take a lot of photos, and this guy, I don't have a video, but he wanted to go behind the plants. So I had to take a zip tie. I like using a zip tie. I don't know why. I just usually laying around somewhere. I was just building a stand, so I had zip tying up some of the lights and things. I just have plenty of zip ties. I'll chase them around a little bit with a zip tie, just barely. You don't have to even touch them usually. You just come close to them and they run. You can try to tell why they're called striatums because they get that stripe on the side of it. ALA Aquatics, beautiful. Man, I think there are. Freaking plants, such inconvenience. Man, they can be sometimes. It's amazing. But man, they make it look so much better. There's a nice background. Of course, they're moving around like, see, that's what he wanted to do. I wanted to go hide. So I had to go chasing back out again, trying to get a photo without, causing him any harm. You don't want to freak them out too much. You don't want to mess your plants up. You don't want to stir up anything that's on a substrate. Of course, this tank was built just for this. So that, this is a little 5.5 gallon aquarium. I threw in some substrate and some little micro bubbles. I threw in some substrate in the bottom of it, and here we are. All those micro bubbles, and those went out there. I'll take the zip ties I was using. I was rub against the glass, get rid of all that bubbling, and it come right back. See, nice photo, but it almost looks like he's got ick back here on his tail because the bubbles are starting to form right on the skin. On the fish. That is not ick. That's just bubbles. So that gets annoying because if you try to use that photo, and if you got somebody who really knows their fish, it's going to catch their eye and go, man, that thing's got ick. Just look at that tail on that thing. This is what makes it challenging photographing fish. a lot of things that people don't realize. It's not easy. So I might use some of these photos and hopefully nobody notices. And I might even be able to go back in there and Photoshop that. It's not really that difficult to Photoshop. Should be able to do that on my phone. Of course, a lot of blurry photos. You're trying to get the photos I wanted. I wanted a side shot, everything in focus. So the tail back here is slightly out of focus because it is slightly further from the camera than the eye. So I should have changed the depth of field on the thing, got a little deeper. So I got a little, give me a little leeway. See if there's anything going on outside of the clinic. Even who even likes plants? Yeah, no kidding. I should have yanked them out of there and stuck them in my food processor, dumped them outside. All my tanks have plastic plants. It's a lot easier to maintain, bro. Flatbed aquatics. No, I am not doing the plastic plants. Vibes aquatics. That resembles my fish. Huh. What kind of, you have a Kkllifish or you get something else there, Vibes? All right, so this I was trying to take, and I realized the tail's cut off, but I wanted to get some photos of it like this so I can put it on one of those 3D fans. You ever seen those 3D fans? I had some at the Houston Expo, so I know Vibe saw them. So this is how I'll make. I put a black background back there, and then shoot the video, and then now this is what I was intentionally doing too. I was shooting these videos here, photos like this with a black background, so I know my software can distinguish the fish from the background. The problem I'll have is up here in the black tail. So if I use this fish and I put it on one of those 3D fans, the background is kind of a black, is what I consider. So this will be gone. You won't see that. You might see some of this color because there's a little color there, but this black out here, all that nice trailing fins will be gone. It'll just be cut off right here. So that's what sucks about the 3D fan thing. AL&L Aquatics, Kkllifish in a 5-gallon. Oh man, yeah. I breed and keep a ton of fish in 5 gallons, Kkllifish. In fact, most of the species I have are in 5s or sometimes 10s, but usually 5s. Oh, Vibes has got the same kind of Kkllifish. Very cool. Flatbed aquatics. Oh, only tank I have that doesn't have plastic is actually the wife's cichlid tank. Now, if you had cichlids, I can understand why you'd have have some good old plastic plants. So I took a lot of photos of this guy because he was so stunning. So let's move on to next species. Oh man, this is usually a crowd stopper here. Oh, this is awesome. Aphyosemians Australe Gold. These, or is this orange? I always get mixed up, orange or gold. I have to always look at my tags or what I have written down, what I bought them as, because sometimes even I look at, I think that's actually gold or orange. I just go with what I paid for it, unless somebody can prove to me otherwise. What I bought it as is what I sell it as. ALL, wow, nice. Yeah, these are nice. For some reason, mine aren't producing very well. I could sell every one of these I produce, but they just don't want to produce right. These long fin extensions are just awesome. And to understand our problem, this fish wouldn't flex. It wouldn't open up its fins, so it was give me a problem because he should come, flare open more. He's kind of clinched them, so it doesn't really show off how spectacular they are. So I found put them in these black containers like this, it kind of be stressful for them. So they tend to want to clamp up a little bit. So sometimes you just leave them alone for a while and let them relax in there, and then they'll start acting a little more normal. Or sometimes by the end of your photo shoot. See, he's starting to spread that out a little bit. So the way I did this is in a small little, it's actually a vase technically. It's for plants, for decorative plants. So it's a small, and it's about, how wide would that be? Probably 10 inches wide and probably, I don't know, 2 inches deep and probably 8 inches tall or so. Perfect for a small fishing stick in there, so they can't go too far forward and backward. You can put this sometimes, you've done this before, put them in that tank and then put that in front of a heavily planted tank. So that way when they're swimming, they're in that tank, they can't go into the plants, but it looks like they're in the tank with the plants because you can't tell. I bought that container off of wild fish tanks. And at Houston 2 years ago, not this past year, year before last, the very first year he did it. He was there, and I ended up buying one, and the AKA bought a couple of them, and they were sticking fish on display at the show in those nice little containers because they can really displayed well in there because they didn't have anything else to display them in. But they're just stunning. Big Steve's glass boxes. I have about 10 fry growing out now. Oh man, nice. Big Steve's glass box. That's a good shot. Well, I don't know which one you're talking about, but thank you. Appreciate it. See, now he's starting to spread that tail out a little bit better. Cosman, can you use a mirror to get him to flare and bite like Bettis? Okay, I was told that, and I even tried it. I didn't have much success because they're so stressed out in there that they didn't care. So that was the problem. I'm sure some of these fish probably would. But I think it's better to leave them alone, relax a little bit. And I could play around with the mirror idea. Some fish may do it and some may not. It may just be an individual thing. So you can see there he's starting to relax a little bit. But these are just incredible fish. So, it's hard. What I was going for is just trying to end up with a floating fish idea. There's me playing around I don't know what I was doing. Resetting something. Oh, here's a pro tip for you. If you're going to shoot video or even photos in a tank like that, what you're wearing matters. Wear the blackest shirt that you've got. It's not, don't wear like some silky color where it's got reflective, it's more of a gloss. Wear something very flat black. So that way you don't throw your reflection into the mix there. So this is a good one. I could take this, and I think it's CapCut I use, the video software, and it can remove that background. So I can take everything else out and put the fish, and then have the fish in that 3D program and have it float. His fins are pretty kind of browner color, not really black, so I think they'll show up just fine. I think it'd be way cool. Like I may have used these already, I think, in that. See what's going on in chat. I haven't paid attention here. Nothing else going on there. Cool. All right, let's just get a good dose of this guy. Yeah, so you get the idea. All right, let's go back. All right, Aphiosimians, center penis. Some of these things are hard to pronounce. I asked somebody, how do you pronounce this stuff? Or how'd you learn? And they just say you say it kind of fast and mumble it, and everybody knows what you're talking about, and you don't worry about it. Okay. I can use that trick from time to time. There's a really cool fish. I just like that neat yellow and white look. It's very cool. Not a very big fish. These ones I have in my collection are about 1.5 inches. They're not real big. Pretty active. Haven't got any eggs from them yet. I have 2 pair, and I thought I put both pair in very soft, slightly acidic water. But something just seemed weird with one of the tanks, so I started checking them and realized one of them is in soft acidic, and one of them is in my tap water, which is really high pH, very high KH, and kind of low GH. But it's got some GH in it, so they're living fine, not breeding. One of them's a warmer tank than the other one, so I've got like 4 different parameters. I got these, not 4 different parameters, but 2 completely different parameters, and I still can't get eggs out of them. So I'm going to have to go back to who I got them from or do a little more research to figure out what am I doing wrong or what can I do better. Very cool little fish. I like them. I haven't had this very long. Maybe 6 months, but they're plenty old enough and are adult size that they should be laying eggs. But I'll work on that. I'll get some eggs out of them. All right. I didn't have very many photos of that one or videos because he was pretty photogenic. I got what I needed. Aphiosimians, Riggenbuckeye. These are cool. Long fins. And man, it sucks that when you put them in his tanks, he never ever flared up. He never opened those fins up because their fins makes them look so huge. Okay, Google, turn on fish room. I forgot. I have to disable that whenever I go live, where it gets really dark in here. It'll do it again. Your other tank lights will all shut off too. In a second here. So yeah, the F.A. Simmons Riggenbach, really cool. They breed easy. This is one of those fish that I don't even have to feed very heavily. Next thing I know, I have eggs in there no matter what. I mean, even if I'm skipping days, it just seems to always have eggs. It's one of the consistent ones. But all the eggs hatch out okay. I get decent hatch rate, but the babies are hard to get them to go to a full size adult. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but they just don't seem to want to go. Fish Fam Link, do you remember? Oh, did you remember to hit like and subscribe? Yeah, that would be. Thank you. I appreciate that. That'd be good. So he just never wants to flare out, and I can never get it to flare. But that top fin just when it goes up, man, it's awesome. These are fairly good size. These are probably 2.5, 3 inches all the way back to the extensions back here. Little mustache on them. They're beautiful fish. Just wish I get the thing to flare better. I'll take some more photos of it another time. I may have to put it in that. I need to put it before I take down those little Planet tanks. I got 2 different tanks I was taking photos of in my living room. Before I take them down, I'm gonna throw them in the Planet tank because this was just in that glass box with the dark color behind them, and he just didn't like that. I bet I can get it to do much better in a bigger box. I mean, an actual Planet tank. There's that one. Let's go to Aphyosemian's Splendipleasure, I guess. Tico Green. Yeah. And straight to the back. That's weird. I didn't want to go to the next one automatically. All right, we can do this. Yeah. A lot of bad videos. Get to work hard. That's the female? No, I can't tell. She's all turned sideways. But, yep. Then it just sits there and goes, no, I'm not doing anything. Screw you. So then if you can't see, there you go. Yeah, that's the male. I was, putting my fingers, trying to get it to, doing this beside the thing with the other hand, trying to get it to move. See, it wants to clamp up a little bit too in that back. You saw when it took off, it just really, oh, come on. Then it hides. It's like, okay. And that's Micro Sword. That was the second tank I was using. Flying into. It's frustrating. You're sitting there and work. It takes a long time to get these good videos and photos. All the time I had to set the tanks up. All the time that I had to get the lighting right. Test shots. It's just, man, and then it's frustrating when you actually get the fish in there and go, okay, it's the moment. And it does this. And you go, come on, this is ridiculous. But hey, that's what makes it worthwhile. It's not what everybody can do. I used to suck so bad at fish photography. I mean, I get nothing but reflections. So the way I do these is I try to turn all the lights on the room down that I can or off. If I can turn them all the way off, do it at nighttime if you have windows and things available. You go completely dark. Keep it as dark as you can keep it. Light that tank only or that area, and try to get your lighting towards the front. So, and if you have other lights coming in, you can light it from the front area. If you have your lights to the back or the middle, then you get shadows on the front side of it, and then it doesn't really work very good for photography. Of course, if you're good with flash photography, this is where you can have a lot of fun with this. I just really haven't messed around with flash photography at all. I've always figured out ways to do it without flash. I could probably get better shots with a flash if I knew how to do a flash correctly. And people that are professionals look at these, where people do a lot, look at my photos, probably laugh, going, "Man, what an amateur." But hey, they're in focus most of the time. Here's another tip too. When you're shooting any type of animal, it doesn't matter what it is. If the animal has an eyeball, if the eyeball is in focus, and even if back here is not in focus, this picture is not ruined. It's okay. It's not ideal, but it's decent, even though the back of it's not in focus at all. But if I had this in focus, like the middle of the body in focus, and the eye out of focus, it's ruined. Nobody wants to see that. It looks terrible. It'd be a decent shot if it would flare itself up. Very annoying. It's like, come on. I think off screen, I'm trying to scare it a little bit. Maybe it'll, flare up or do something. Except for sit here. These fish are very easy to keep too. They're only about maybe a max of 2 inches long. A little shy, but not too shy. In a tank, at least. Well, there he is. He's flaring up a little bit there. He actually got a quick photo. I saw he flaring. I remember. Now this is where I put the tank in front of the other tank. So he's actually in the little display tank inside, and behind them is the tank with the plants in it. Trying to get in to do something. So you got a lot of reflections over here. I think it was still daylight out, and I had some reflections coming in. And then there's all the micro bubbles showing back up again, right in the middle of his body and stuff. It's like, come on. Of course, he's not really showing off. It looks like crud right there. So yeah, these are, man, beautiful. I'm going to put together a video of a bunch of these little clips that actually look good. And I'll throw some still photos in there and try to make a photo just of Kkllifish when I get a chance. I'm building a rack right now, video on that. So I'm going to get that edited up together. And then got hopefully some videos coming out on how to shoot these, how my setup was, and the tips and tricks that I did to get these photos and videos. So I got quite a bit of stuff hopefully coming. Gonna find time to edit stuff and finish up my videos, my informational videos, like how do you make a what do they call those things? I got air coming in and a bunch of it going out. Manifold, a cheap, quick manifold out of PVC plastic. I'm gonna shoot that video. Then I gotta shoot the video of me how I do my aquariums, how I put my substrates in, and I'm trying different things. I've got multiple different ways of doing it. So a lot of stuff coming up. Steve's big glass box. Do you spawn these mops? Yeah, that's actually one of my babies. That particular species will do a spawning mops. Most of mine will do floating spawning mops. I'm trying to think of ones I've covered so far. I think everything I've covered so far will do a floating spawning mop. Some of them will do a spawning mop on a bottom, but these will all do it floating with the cork on top with all the things hanging down. So pretty cool. Take a lot of photos sometimes, just trying to hopefully get lucky and get a good one. Once your skill runs out, hit it with quantity, and shoot and pray. There's a female. That'd be cool to enter. See how she's beat up? I didn't realize that she was beat up until I put her in this tank. She's been hammered on. So I might have to I did separate her out. Let her recover a little bit. And that's kind of the reason I'm building my big 10-gallon aquariums, to keep some of the show fish in. So the fish I'm going to do the Kkllifish shows in, where they judge the fish. You don't want this. That would score terrible. That poor fish is beat up. Man, I would never enter a fish like that in the contest. There's no way. If I knew she looked like that, I'm not going. I don't care. It's going to make you look bad. It's not good for the fish. It's terrible. Cosmin, how far down do your floating mops go? All the way to the ground, all the way to the substrate, and a lot of them curve. So I've got some of it on the substrate itself. So that way I cover if the fish wants to go all the way to the surface and all the way to the bottom. Wish I had a spawning mop with, and I wonder if I got one back here that's set up the way I like it. No, but it's not. I'll show you a trick of how I got some right here. Hold on 1 second. I'm pulling a spawning mop out of my Golden Wonder Kkllifish tank here to show you. But I mean, And I want to check it for eggs too. Okay. Here's a trick. When I'm making my spawning mops, if you notice, the mop material goes over top of this and all the way down. Some fish, some killifish, like to lay their eggs right there. They will get down in that knot up inside of there really, really tight. And you have to pry this apart to find them. But that's why they like to feed them. But they like to lay them all the way to the top too. Some of them will lay their eggs all the way clear up in here. So if you have the spawning mop material going all the way to the top of the water, obviously the top of this is going to be out of the water a little bit. So I've got spawning material from here all the way down on the substrate. So no matter where the fish wants to, what level the fish wants to lay her eggs in, you got it covered. Take a quick look. Okay, Google, turn on fish room. I'll take a quick look, see if I have many eggs. I have not been feeding these guys a ton. I've been sick, so these are big adult golden wonders. They don't need to be fed every day to stay alive. If you want to breed, you need them about every day or every other day. Nothing in that spawning model, but it has been packed in the past. Okay, sorry about that. I hope that helped. Let's get back and look at some of these photos. Let me see. Well, hang on. Let me see. Anything? Vibes Aquatics. Me off the bed. Thanks for the live stream, bro. Bye. See you later, man. Have a good evening. I probably won't be on much longer myself. Cosman, I decided to resort to very short floating mops. I dump a lot of blackworms in the tanks and I don't like them tangled in the mops. Oh man, have them tangled in the mops, to me, I love that because that keeps them off the ground a little bit and more into the feeding column or the feeding area. So that's, to me, that's fine. And they don't eat eggs or anything, so that works fine. Eventually they'll find their way down to the bottom. If they don't, they stay in the mops, it's fine too. The only negative I can see from that is there's a pair together. Negative I can see is it almost trains them to look in the spawning mop for food. So you don't want them thinking their food is always in a spawning mop and they might eat all their eggs. That could be a negative. All right, I think we've seen enough of this species. And if we don't get through it all, we can do it again next time. Let me pull out one of my favorites here. Let's pull out something really cool. Yeah, I like these. These remind me of like smaller blue glares. These are, how's this pronounced? Let me look at this file again. Funlopanchex cribinatus. These are very, very, very neat fish. Something I haven't seen a lot of. I picked this up down in Houston from one of the AKA members, Art Litterman. Hell of a guy. Breeds some beautiful fish. But this thing it's one of my favorite fish. It's very, very outgoing, very boisterous. It's really easy to photograph. You get the thing out, just, man, close all the fins out, and it looks great. Just a little better coloration the way I adjusted the edited this one. I think this one's been edited a little bit to make it look a little better. But this is a cool photo of him floating. I wish I'd got the frame better. But hey, very, very neat fish. This is an exception to the spawning mops. So people are asking about. You're asking about spawning mops. This one I do not use spawning mops on. This one will go into substrate. So this would breed more like an annual. You would think of an annual as in diving into the substrate, laying its eggs. It's not an annual, but that's kind of the way it works. It lays its eggs deep in that substrate. You incubate the eggs the same way. You'll try to dry the eggs out as best as possible, not the eggs with the substrate out. You want it moist, but not wet. That's kind of a subtle thing. You just have to figure it out, kind of like wet tobacco or something. Should not be able to squeeze any water out of it, but it should hold together when you kind of squeeze it. Doesn't have to be exact. It just has to be within a range. And then you just put them away. And I can't remember how many months these guys go. And then wet their eggs and they're ready to go. So, very cool. I like them. One of my favorites. All right. So, man, he just sat there and flared out, put on a show for me. Then he went and hid. But it was like kind of cool. It's like, okay, it's kind of cool having him kind of peek out from behind it like that. Kind of was a natural pose. So I took a moment and shot it to see what it would come out like. So a lot more of the same type of thing. Shoot the same thing over and over again because sometimes things can be slightly off in one of the takes you didn't notice. Like there. I don't know if you saw it. Watch the shadow go across. Oh, there on my arm. See my hand? Yep, in the reflection. Killed it. That destroyed that whole video right there. It was like, so there's more of me in the background. You see my fingers in the reflections. And I caught it. That's why I did so many other videos. I realized it was happening. Kind of a pretty shot. Let's go forward. And there's the black background so I can try to pull it out. And I've seen it quite a bit. So let's pick out something else here. What do we got? Okay. This may not be the most beautiful fish you've ever seen, but I love these. This is a Rivulus. Rivulus iridescens. Let me see. Yeah, iridescens. Discus, whatever it is. I give up. But, this fish, man, it's pretty. These are kind of neat. They're a South American annual. So these are kind of like the Nothiobranchius. They will lay their eggs in a substrate. You dry it out for months, and you hatch out the babies. But these, well, no, they don't. No, it's not really. No, I'm getting myself confused. These are bottom spawning mop breeders. They'll go in the spawning mops on the bottom. You just let them sink up to clear the bottom. And the bottom of the tank, they lay their eggs in there. Got myself confused. My throat's starting to kind of go out. The Rivulus in general are a little brown fish. This is one of the exceptions, kind of pretty. There's a few really pretty ones, but for the most part, they're just little brown fish. So they don't get a lot of love. And they're kind of hide a lot, sitting in the substrate. And this guy busted his lip up really bad, so I ended up not being able to use him as much as I wanted. I don't know what happened. And eventually it started turning red, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I didn't even notice for a while that the lip was that bad. He's still fine. I checked on him today. There's a nice photo. What they look like if that lip just wasn't messed up. Husband, I had a pair of Rivulus iridescens. It's not an annual. I lost them. Some bacterial issue. Yeah, I know. I messed up with an annual. It's definitely not an annual. But very cool. He was just kind of hanging, chilling out for me, so took quite a few pictures of him. Let's pick out one more. Gold Wonders. Okay, this is nice. Oh, wait, did I mess up? Oh, I did. Oh well. This is some of the wares I had down at Houston. This is kind of the table set up and some of the things we sold. These are a friend of mine's ancestors. I was selling for him. These are my Kkllifish. Each one of these is a different species. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think a couple of these on the end were not Killys. There were some other stuff in there. But that's how many different species of Kkllifish. And I like to pull out little aquariums like this and throw some fish in there just to show people, giving people an idea what they look like in a tank. Because a lot of times these are fry. And a fry don't really show off any color. There's a bunch of little brown minnows. Some of them may have color, but for the most part, they're kind of minnows in a bucket. I mean, in a bag. It's kind of hard to sell them. That's why I have photographs of everything I'm selling, information, kind of inform people. Let's see, Cosman, do you have any shots of the fish you got via new and rare? Yes, I do. Let's go. We'll do it real quick. I have one of them ready to go. The other one You see that? I haven't uploaded any of those yet. Uh, they're not in here except for this one. This I got from New and Rare, and this is a man. He is cool. He loves the display. He comes out. This is a Kkllifish tie-dye. Not something really common you find, but I will. Next stream, I'll try to get some of the photos I took of. What was the other one? The other one's a wacky name, and I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's like I have it here, but it's a very rare. It used to be around a long time ago. Now there's only that was like the only, that shipment was the only ones coming into the country of them. And they're actually laying eggs. I have babies of those. Yeah, Nimbio Panchex Mazurane. I have some up there. They're fry. But I'm running out of room, so I need to clear some more room so I can get some more of those bred so I can have a bunch of those at the national convention. But let's see if we can get some good video of this guy. Yeah, that was not really. That was a female. Yeah, this dude's pretty cool. It's only got 2 different species from the New and Rare. Yep, wacky name indeed. Yeah, I can't pronounce it right, but it is not an easy one. I can't remember it. The Nimbio Panchex I should remember, but the other name I cannot remember. I got it written down multiple places, and so look at all those plants purling because I had the light like directly on top, trying to get a lot of light on the subject. But those plants were just loving it. But see, you can get too much light. So there's almost no color in the fish anymore. I blew out the color by just too much light. And that's not the fish's color. The fish still had color. It's just there was so much light and the exposure on my camera was not quite right. There's a pair together. And I have not got any eggs from this pair. She looks like she's about to pop. Hopefully she turns sideways. I needed to check. Having them out doing this, put them back in their container. They could have bred, but I got really sick. Man, that was like the day before I got sick. I was hurrying up shooting this before I crashed. And then I haven't went back and looked. In fact, I'll still get off this stream. I'm probably going to go look. I'm wanting to see the female. She's over there. She turned sideways. She is full of eggs, but haven't seen any of the mops. They're kind of cool. They're a neat fish. I got quite a bit of photos too. That's a better coloration because the color's not so it's not so oversaturated and intense. I realized what was happening and made some adjustments. And you can move your lights. The way you put the fish in the tank, wherever you're going to shoot them at, move the lights around, and your fish will change color, especially these guys. It's kind of dull right there, but man, you get the lighting right, it changes it. Sometimes use a flashlight straight on the fish if you don't look at them. So you can kind of see her in the background there. She's got a nice big old belly on her. Is that fish shaming? Yeah, I don't think she's going to turn. No, she doesn't turn for me. They're a nice fish. I like them. See, that's how difference in lighting. Check it out. That fish and that fish, the same exact fish. It just depends on how the angle the light was at. So, you know, it gets tricky sometimes when I'm trying to shoot photos of a fish that I want to show people what it looks like and for them to buy. So you got to get to the point where you're not being dishonest about what the fish looks like. Because I can make this fish, I can turn up the intensity, I can turn up the brightness. There's a lot of adjustments I can do, the vibrance on it, use the tones. I can make this fish look almost any way I want. But I'd be dishonest if I'd really messed with it. So I try to shoot photos. If I'm going to sell a fish, nice photos. It's got to be pretty, but I want to look at the fish. I want to look at my photos going, okay, this is what I'm seeing with my naked eye without any kind of special lighting, anything really special going on. But I want want to make it look as good as I can, but without being dishonest. And there's a lot of photos out there I see of fish and other animals. It doesn't matter what anything really. But you're looking at it going like, man, the saturation is so turned up on that thing. You know, if you look in the background of a photo and the plants are like neon green back there, really bright, or they're really, really dull looking or off, and you know what that plant's kind of supposed to look like, then you can get an idea that the photo, the fish you're seeing, the photo has been manipulated to make it look different than it really does. So sometimes you can pull that into like a photo editing program, and if you kind of know what something in a photo should look like, you can play with the colors and play with the saturations to get that to look right. And then the subject you were looking at, then those colors should be right on that too. That's a trick I've done with a lot of snake photos I've seen. You know, some very pretty snakes and stuff, but some going, okay, this is oversaturated because the grass in the background is like blown out bright neon color. Well, that's not what grass looks like. So you can kind of go back and make it look right. But it's a lot of fun shooting these videos and working with them because you usually don't get to see them this good in a tank. My tanks aren't lit in a certain way to really show it off like this. I got plants in there. I might get tannins in there. We're trying to breed. So my tanks are set up for breeding tanks. So they're not going to show off all the beautiful colors of the fish as easy as I do when I pull them out and I start getting the colors right and the lighting right. Let's see. Can we just do one more here? And we'll call it quits. Oh man, I wish that's all those were. Okay. I wonder where those went. Oh wait, let's try to go back. Let's try something. Oh, okay. I guess they're not there. Wait, I know I can go look. Let's try. Let's try to see if this is gonna work. This is my NAS. This is on a Raspberry Pi. Sitting in the living room this is double backed up on 2 different hard drives. Let me see. I really wanted that. No, it did it there too. Oh well. Yep. I don't know what happened to those photos. I have to pull them back up. But anyhow, so let's go back. Let's go here to photos. Let's go. Wait, we didn't do this. The golds are really nice too. I like them. Very, very cool. I need to turn that volume off. There we go. That's gonna start echoing. This is that's one of my better ones. He's one of my older ones. Got a lot of fin extensions going on. Mr. Grumpy Pants. So he's got some decent fin extensions. Yeah. He's a pretty fish. My female, though, I only had one female by her size that I could breed with, but she's got a little bit of a twist in her tail, I'm noticing. So I have to call her, try to find another female. Yeah, I like cruising through all the plants. This is just quickly set up. Those are just, pea gravel, 5.5 gallon aquarium. I had some plants, so shoved them in there just for this videos and photos. I'm not a very good aquascaper, but it'd be from what I wanted. This would work fine. Just wanted some plants in the background. And now those plants are growing like crazy because all that light I have on them, and then I'm not getting any. So far, I haven't got any algae or anything. But I literally had a 7,000 lumina light at a 65K directly laying on top of 5.5 gallon aquarium for like a week because I got sick and everything. I think it's almost 2 weeks it's been sitting there took me a while to get to be able to even start photographing things. And no algae. Plant growth is insane. No dirt or anything in it. It's just new tank. You saw pearling in other videos. But yeah, I didn't even talk about this. Fundapan checks Gardener Eye. This is an orange, but it doesn't really matter. They all are kept the same. Easy. This is a great beginner fish. Very easy fish. Pretty large. These guys, I've seen these guys over 3 inches. I had one like 3.5. Monster, but it was more normal coloration. So look at that sucker, man. He stands out there and just shows off. He is way cool. I would love to put him in a show if I could find a female to go with him. But I don't have a female his size. So he's not going to be able to go on a show until I do. But he'd be pretty good in a show. His fins look great. So if you didn't know, things you're looking for in a show fish, let's back this up. First, you want the fish to be full size, just normal size. If it's giant size, you don't get extra points. It just has to be at least full size. Then you're looking for finnage, like there's long extensions on it. A lot of people like those. A lot of judges like to see those extensions on those. You want the fish to look like it would look like in the wild. Now, this is not a wild type fish, but at least make it look like what it's supposed to look like. nothing wacky or out of ordinary. And then the quality of the animal, you want to look at how healthy it is, how energetic it is. You want to look at these fins. You're looking for any kind of damage on these fins. And I've been looking, and I don't see any damage. Wait till he gets out of there a little bit. He's tucked in there kind of far. Yeah, I'm not. Maybe there might be a damage there. No, that's not damage. Just the way his fin is. But he's in really good shape. And all of a sudden, you want a fish that comes out and does that. If you're at a show, you have them in that little box, and they come out to the front of the tank, the male and the female come out and they flare themselves like that and just present themselves beautiful. That gets you a lot of points. So what this fish was doing here, like coming out like this, flaring up for the judge, showing off, not going to the back, looking like a stud. That fish will score well, but you have to have your female to match him. You don't want a giant female or a little tiny female. You want a female the right size. Female should be a little smaller in this species. So you need it a little bit smaller than this male. And her fins should be the same way. She should be coming out and being bold. If she has eggs and looks like she's ready to breed, so their breedability or their compatibility with each other has to be high, you would score really high, really, really well with that fish. You could win that division or that group. So I'm kind of bummed that I don't have a female to go with him. But hey, it's not over yet. I can raise a female up. I think I have one female left. Got a bunch of males I need to get rid of, need to sell off. Yeah, so he's just, man, like there. Okay, that's good. That's a good shot. You could see this looks like it's ragged, but it's not. Those are just the extensions coming off those fins. That looks great. I don't see any damage at all on this fish. So there you go. J&N Aquatics. Hey, welcome. I'm just about done, but welcome. I'm going to go back and watch this when it's available for replay. I'm showing off some really neat fish and some good photos and videos of them. Hello, Jeff Kane. Guess what? I was just showing people a picture of you. Let me see if I can find it. Da-da-da. It's a really good photo. I think you know the guy that took it. Yeah, here we go. Where's it at? There's a picture of Father Fish. Oh, yeah. There's a picture of Jeff Kane. I'm sure you've seen that. Aquatic Moose, how you doing? Hey, Zen, hey. You guys might want to watch this back over again. I've did some really good photos and some videos of some killifish and talked about how to give some tips on how to photo them and a little information about them. this would be a good one to go back and take a look at. So I am over an hour. My throat says, okay, I'm done. Get a little tired. Hopefully I can do this again next week, but I have no idea. Man, usually I get things go crazy. I'll be on call next week for sure. So depending on if the evening guy is around or not, if I end up getting a call outs or not. If I get a call out, well, then I won't be here. If I'm here, no call outs, I should be here unless something crazy comes up. Then of course, if I get a call out in the middle of the live stream, bye. Just the way it works. Let's see here. What am I missing? Just one more fish, Janet. Janet Aquatics. Hello. MNC Aquatics. Jeff K. Sweet Pile. Ooh, he called me sweet. Just kidding. Look at his comments coming in. The Moonless Mavis. Shirley, I wish I could share a photo of my Gardner Eye male with you. He's gorgeous, in my opinion. Man, some of those are, man, they get just stunning. In fact, I have some photos somewhere of my, yeah, of course, yeah, like this. Here, check this out. Here's a photo of mine I have real handy. So there's, well, let me go full screen. Hang on here. There we go. So there you go. There's one of mine. But if you want to send me a photo for me to take a look at, send it to pileaquatics@gmail.com. I don't know. Anybody has any questions or wants to know more about killifish or like to buy some killifish or whatever, please send me an email. I'd be happy to respond. If you just have a request of a picture of a certain fish, whatever, hey, let me know. Send me a message. Well, guys, I think I'm pretty much done here. Thank you for everybody for showing up. Had a great evening. Finally got all my technical difficulties almost sorted out. I had a couple times my computer froze up. My screen froze up, and I don't think it messed with the stream, which is good. Hopefully it won't do that again. I don't know what was causing that. But other than that, had a pretty good screen. Looks like my video was good. Audio is good. That's all I can ask for. I appreciate everybody. And if you would, if you like what you saw tonight, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you would, go over to Rumble. Check out Rumble. That's where I'm eventually probably going to migrate to. YouTube's great and all, but I think Rumble's more suited for me. So go over, check it out, and see what I got going on over there. It's Pile Aquatics over there too. Anyhow, have a good night, everybody.